to my channel. I kind of shifted everything over because I've heard from several of you that you like being able to see my office in the background rather than a backdrop. So that's what we're going with for now. I can't say that that won't change. Anyway, we are creating this look today, and I am going in depth about cream, contour, highlight, and blush. Well, sort of in depth. Kind of explaining it a little more without super jumping through. So if that is your kind of thing, stay tuned. All right, guys, so we already have this eye done. We're gonna do this eye together. If I can get my hair to stay back out of my eyes. Let's do this. I already primed this eye, so I need to just go ahead and start. I don't have my ring light on. There we go. I'm like, why is it so dark? All right, guys, so we've already done this eye. We're gonna do this eye together. I just don't have a lash on here yet. I thought I'd just put them both on at the same time because I wanted you guys to be able to see the full effect of what we're going to do. I'm gonna be jumping back and forth between a couple of palettes. First, I'm gonna be using this Tarte Play palette. First, I'm gonna go in with this shade Dunes right here. And I'm just taking a Morphe M433 brush and just applying that to my crease. I feel like I have a cold. It's awful. Like, why am I sick in the summertime? I'm gonna take a small eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna go into the Glam Metals eyeshadow palette by Crown Pro. And I'm gonna pick up this black matte shade right here that is entitled Black Metal. This is also a Morphe brush. It's a Morphe E36 brush. And I'm gonna use this black and I'm gonna just start kind of outlining my crease here and then bringing it down in kind of a V shape like so. And then I'm gonna go back in with that first blending brush and just start blending this out. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that same brush that we applied the black with, and I'm gonna go back into that Tarte palette. And I'm gonna pick up first, again, that Dunes shade. And I am just going to add this on the inner and outer corner of my lid, leaving the center free from product because we are doing a little halo type of eye with this. And then if you wanna take it in the crease above the part of the lid where we're not adding shadow, that's fine. If you do get any of the shadow on that part, it's fine because we can clean it up with concealer. Then I'm gonna go in with that darker brown shade Smoke right underneath of that Dune shade right there. Again, using the same brush. And then I'm just adding this to the inner and outer corners. And then again in that crease if you need it. And then back in with that first Morphe brush and we're just gonna work on blending this out. Go in with my trusty Tarte Shape Tape here and just take a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And I'm not actually sure of the brand of this brush, but it is like a little concealer brush. And I'm just gonna go in with my concealer and just start carving out our little halo here. Go in with a bigger but clean concealer brush and just kind of mattify that down. I don't know the brand of this brush either. I'm fired from my own job. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into that Glam Metals palette and I'm gonna pick up this blue shade right here which is Heavy Metal, and just pack that on where we have that concealer. Is go back in with that small Morphe brush and back into the Tarte palette. And I'm gonna pick up that darker brown, that smoke shade, and I'm just gonna go in here and kind of soften up the edges from where the brown and the blue kind of meet. Again, you don't want the blue brought up into your crease, so if you need to add a little product in there to kind of clean that up, then so be it. All right, then I'm gonna go in with this other brown shade right here, which is Ember. Again, using the same brush. And I am just going to add that to the darker brown shade just on top. And then a little bit in the crease above the blue, but not too much. Then I'm gonna go back in with that fluffy brush and just really make sure that my crease is blended out nicely. With adding the other colors, it can kind of start to look muddy or clouded up, and we do not want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a clean brush and I'm gonna go into this light shade right here, Sand. And I'm gonna pick that up and just add that up here to the brow bone area, which also will just kind of help in to soften everything up. I'm gonna go in and you can use any gold shade that you want. While I was doing this eye, this was sitting right there, so I was like, hey, why not? This is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. I am gonna pick up that shade right there, Glistening. Who's excited for the new Anastasia palette? And I'm gonna add this to my brow bone area as well. And then I'm gonna add this to my inner corner. I am going to go in with my Makeup Geek black eyeliner pencil and just line my waterline. Then I'm gonna go back into that Tarte palette and the little brush that we used on the inner and outer corner, and I'm gonna pick up that smoke shade and just take that under my waterline. This palette I love, but it does have quite a bit of fallout. And then using that same brush, I'm gonna pick up that black onyx shade from the Tarte palette. The only reason I'm using this black rather than the black from the Glam Metals that we used is because that black in the Glam Metals is not as pigmented as the Tarte, and I don't wanna overdo it. I didn't wanna overdo it. I wanted to use it more as an accent shade and not a black shadow. So you can see the fallout here. So I'm gonna clean up this fallout. All right, so I'm gonna dust this fallout. See this black under the eye? And there is some over here too. So I'm gonna have to clean that up. Before I do wanna take a little bit of that Anastasia that we used to highlight up here and in the inner corner. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that and bring that down just on the waterline just a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter in Midnight Cowboy. And I'm gonna add some just to the first part of the waterline down here where we put the black. And then I'm just gonna dab a little on the inner corner as well. I'm gonna clean up this fallout, add my lashes and mascara, and we will be right back to do cream contour, highlight, and blush. Lashes and mascara are on. I have gotten a lot of questions about cream contour and such. So for contour, blush, and highlighter, we're gonna be using all cream products today, which is kind of what I've been doing anyway. So we're gonna talk about that in depth. So for contour, this is the Pure Cameo Contour Stick. This is in the shade Tan because normally I'm darker than what I am now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at the top of my ear and I'm just gonna drag it down. You wanna stop before you get to your mouth. Obviously, we're not taking it all the way. The purpose of contouring is to kind of change up the shape of your face and make it appear a little slimmer than it is. I do add some up here by my hairline, and then I do a little on the sides here of my temple. I do under my chin, and then I do a little strip down my nose on this side, down on this side, and then across my nose, like so. Then I use my beauty sponge, and I always blend my contour up. So since we are trying to give our face the appearance of being smaller than it is, and our features kind of lifted up, you always want to blend up. So typically I don't use a highlighter that doesn't have a shimmer to it, but I have been loving the end of this stick, and especially when I am a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna take some of this down my nose. If you don't wanna use a shimmer highlight, this one is super great. And then I am going to just apply this in the areas that I would want to highlight. I am gonna use a shimmer highlight too when we're done, but because I am lighter than normal, we're gonna add some of this in so that I don't look as orange as I'm kind of looking right now. I need to be spray tanned very, very badly. All right, then using the same sponge, I'm just gonna blend that in. Then for blush, I'm gonna be using the Clinique Chubby Stick Cheek Color Balm. This is in the shade Roly Poly Rosy. I actually have not ever used this before. So I'm just going to apply that to my cheeks. So when I do contour, highlight, and blush, I always tell, like when I'm teaching classes or somebody asks me, it sounds kind of silly, but I always kind of tell them to think of Neapolitan ice cream. So you have the brown, which would be the chocolate, the strawberry, which would be the blush, and the vanilla, which would be the highlight, just to kind of keep in mind of how this is gonna go. So the blush does go on the apples of your cheeks, and then I just use the same sponge and kind of blend it out. Definitely dabbing rather than swiping. It's the same as foundation. You don't want to swipe, you want to dab everything. I like that actually. And I am very picky on blushes. For highlighter, I'm gonna be using the Tarte Liquid Highlighter. It's the Pro Glow Highlighter in Stunner. And then what I like to do is, actually I have a nail broken on my right hand, so if I have a broken nail, which happens more than I'd like to admit, I will take that finger to kind of dab this in. So if you're thinking about it in the Neapolitan ice cream aspect, you have chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. So I like to take it on my cheeks. I will bring it up around my brow here, like right above my brow. I will take it down my nose and make like a little exclamation mark. So I will just do like the top of the exclamation mark and then the little dot. Then I will take it on my Cupid's bow here. I wear a lot of highlighter, which may not be your thing. So use as much or less as you want. Do your own thing. It's easier to do it with the finger that doesn't have nails. And then I will take my little beauty sponge and just kind of go over that so it'll pick up any excess that wasn't quite blended in. And then it also just helps to kind of blend that out. Again, dabbing and not swiping. And then I did have a little bit of that on my hand. I was just gonna pick up and add to this side. So those are my quick tips and tricks on cream, contour, highlight, and blush. So for lipstick, I'm gonna be using the NYX Pencil in Mauve. I'm so original. And then I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Lipstick Seductress. These are the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink lipsticks. And then I also like to take my finger and just dab that in. All right, so for setting spray, I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. And this is the finished look, guys. This is it. Pretty simple, pretty easy going. I know I use several palettes. Again, with any of my looks, feel free to use what you have kicking around. I wanna thank my best friend for tracking down the Glam Metals palette for me. I was on a search for this after I found out that it came out in a BoxyCharm box, and she so graciously found one and purchased it for me. So thank you for this. I was dying to try it out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If there are videos that you guys would like to see, also feel free to leave them in the comments below. Everything that I used today will be linked in the description bar for your convenience. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, please make sure you are subscribed. Go do something nice for someone else. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.